Michelle Obama's convention speech was last night, closely watched. How did she do? Joining us are Dee Dee Myers, and Democratic strategist, and Terry McAuliffe, former chairman of Hillary Clinton's campaign. Before we talk about Hillary Clinton, let's talk about Michelle Obama. We talked a little earlier with Jeff Greenfield about a bar set so high. It seems, I think, there's pretty much a consensus that she got over it. Dee Dee?
I think that's absolutely right. The word that was I heard around the hall last night and from people who weren't here was home run. I mean, she really, I think, did what she wanted to do, which was to show herself as a mother, as a wife, as a woman struggling to raise her family, that she came from humble roots, that she hasn't forgotten where she's from. Very humanizing, and a very nice moment at the end. Those adorable
kids.
girls,
Yeah,
it was a real family.
Yeah, very interesting to me. I talked to 3 white union guys up here, like the Pennsylvania or someplace, and they said she moved a lot of people last night, and they said to me, it'll make our jobs easier when we go home. What do you think that meant?
Well, you bet. I mean, that's what these conventions are all about. People need to come out of these conventions fired up for the election. I mean, I've run a couple conventions, and I can tell you last night was as good as it gets. Senator Kennedy surprising everybody, walking on stage, and then having Michelle Obama come out and give that speech, talk about working class values. You could see all the heads in this audience were all nodding, and then they have the kids come out and, Daddy, where are you? I got to tell you, that's as good as it gets.
All right, so all this yummy, gummy, good feeling kumbaya last night. Let's get down to brass tacks. We still run into Hillary Clinton delegates who are, you know, I don't know if I want to get on this bandwagon or not.
There was a Washington Post poll of the delegates that showed only 5% of the Clinton delegates were not for Obama. Most of them enthusiastically for Obama. So that was very encouraging. I mean, there is still some dissatisfaction. It was a very tough fought primary, and there's some, you know, it's an emotional letdown to lose. But I think Senator Kennedy last night was a great unifying moment that reminded Democrats this is why we're here.
These are your people.
Yep. 18 million of them out there.
Right.
But you know, Harry, that's what this convention, she gives her speech tonight. She is going to knock it out of the park. And by the end of tonight, and then Bill Clinton tomorrow night, the president's told me, you know, he's written his speech. He is fired up. Tuesday night, tonight, Hillary, tomorrow night, the president, then Barack Obama sends that ball flying out of Invesco Field. People are going to come out unified.
Here's my question. Is this stagecraft, or is this the real deal? This underlying, this lingering sort of, we've been cut out of the process. This wasn't fair. We weren't treated fairly. When maybe we don't go home and work as hard as we might have. Had we, one of the things we heard people say was, we're hearing from the Obama folks that they don't really need us.
Yeah, first of all, you hear these at every convention. Let's be clear. As Dee Dee said, this was a 17-month process, closest this had ever been. You're going to have some people. It's going to take time. The goal is by Friday morning, all of those resentments, we're all together because of the issues we care about, and I think that's going to happen.
But we're hearing from rumblings from your old boss. He would really have rather talked about the economy and the home fires instead of all this.
The economy's stupid. I mean, you know,
exactly right. And he's like, I don't want to talk about this stuff.
You know, the nominee always tries to control the convention. It's the prerogative. When you win the race, you get to set it up, and that's a little hard sometimes for people who are used to setting their own agenda to deal with. But they'll get there. And I do think there was, you know, there has been some hard feelings in the way the Obama people have approached the Clinton people and the way the Clinton people have approached the Obama people. But I think Terry's right. This is a time for everybody to, again, put aside those resentments, remember why we're here, remember what this process is about. And it doesn't hurt that the McCain people are out there attacking Obama during this convention, because it reminds everybody that's the objective, that's the goal.
It's about November.
It's about November.
And remember one thing, Harry, is Barack Obama said it best yesterday, no one is going to tell Bill Clinton what to say in a speech. I mean, come on,
that's one thing we all learned very early in the process.
Thank you so much, Chairman McAuliffe, Dee Dee Myers.
Pleasure.
Thank you,
Harry.
Thanks so much.